today's live stream, we have Trunk Treasures, Mission Trauma or Drama, and Is Apostasy on the table, the dinner table. Yum, yum. We have the Big Ear Bulletin, President Oaks versus President Trump. What's that all about? You'll have to stay tuned. But first, the elephant in the room, the gospel according to TikTok. We're going to learn about the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints through TikTok.
Here we go.
So let's get to this first segment, and I have Austin Falter here to join me. Elephant in the room. Okay, that's a little jingle for the elephant in the room. This segment is all about the big topics, either the person, place, or thing that people are afraid to address, but we're going to hit it here on the channel. So, right here, we got the incognito mode. We're going to go on to basically the internet and see what it is you can learn about the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and these Mormon folk, according to TikTok. But first, Austin, how's it going?
No, it's good.
So for people who don't know who you are, they might have seen some of your work because you are the man behind the curtain for a lot of LDS YouTube channels. Do you help anyone who's doing TikTok?
True. A lot of our folks also post to TikTok. We do work with nonprofits, independent creators. You would recognize probably Ward Radio, Jacob Hansen, Thoughtful Faith, Quick Show, Greg Madsen, some of our independents, and they're all over on TikTok occasionally.
Ooh, Jacob Mayberry saying that you helped him with a video on Thoughtful Faith, so that's pretty cool.
Oh,
okay,
my guy, yeah, he came in and filmed. That was a good video.
Are you ready to see what we can learn about the church through TikTok? Like, I haven't screened this or anything. Are you much of a TikTok user? By the way,
I do not like TikTok. It's so toxic. And I used to be so pro TikTok. Like, guys, it's way better. The algorithm was better. Now it's not. Like, Instagram's way better. So,
yeah. I'm not even an Instagram guy either. So I'm just pure YouTube. Yeah,
just YouTube. Okay.
Instagram's too feminine. It's for the women. I'm just kidding. Okay,
yeah, fair enough.
Check this out. Okay, look. Technically, you need an account in order to search on TikTok, but here's the workaround. Okay, I literally took the search from the TikTok URL and put it in here, and then Google is our friend and pulls up, the things that come up, and we're just gonna watch some of these and cross our fingers that they're good. I'm imagine everyone who's watching, imagine you know nothing about the church, and you're gonna use TikTok to try and learn what you can about the faith. What are we going to learn? I know nothing. Just coming to us with a blank slate. Should we click on the first one? This is the first one that comes up.
Yeah. We'll
A
see.
journey from fear to understanding. This could be good. By the way, you see we're private here. I don't even use Safari, and I'm using a different browser. Oh, shoot. What's going on?
Here we go.
Okay, let's see. How do you hear it? Do I need to enable audio or something?
There is a little microphone button somewhere on the screen.
Somewhere on the screen. Here it is.
Up in the top right corner. There you got it.
Okay, here we go. See, this proves I don't know what's going on.
Saints were part of some weird secretive group, and Google made it worse. I actually met the missionaries. I opened the Book of Mormon. Most importantly, I prayed. I thought Latter-day Saints were part.
Well, that was it. Sweet.
No way! He's our guy.
That was positive.
This is our guy.
Dude, I don't know what this random AI footage is up there, but
he's got the BYU shirt.
All right. So far, what we've learned, it's that guy, Dennis. Yeah, I've seen this guy a little bit. So all I've learned so far is that they're misunderstood online, and you just gotta look at their stuff for themselves. What do you think?
No, that's awesome. I'm surprised that the first one is positive, to be honest.
Yeah, me too. Okay, here's the next one.
Probably all the people in the comments being like, "You're in a cult."
Yeah, that happens all the time. Okay, this one's called "Growing Up Mormon in Utah: Personal Experience."
With me while I tell you what it was like growing up Mormon in Utah. This isn't me hating or anything. I actually used to like going to church and I kind of thought it was fun. Where I grew up in Utah, my entire neighborhood was Mormon.
She can do her makeup.
No one would ever trick or treat at the house or go to the house because we were scared of the people that lived there. And no one ever told us to do that.
What?
No one told us they were bad people, but it's kind of just like what you pick up after hearing so many things. When I was growing up, I was never allowed to wear two-piece swimsuits or like shorts that weren't as long as my fingers or tank tops or any of that. Again, that's not really like a rule you have to follow, but that's kind of what I was just taught growing up. Also, my family ended up leaving the church when I was about 14 or 15. I remember one time when I was like 8 years old, maybe, I went to my neighbor's house because we were like best friends and I wanted to hang out with her. And I was wearing a tank top that wasn't even really a tank top. It was like this thick of a sleeve. And her mom wouldn't let me come inside the house unless I went home and changed because I was being inappropriate. Then after that, I never really wore tank tops.
I wonder what she's thinking with the new garments.
Also, when you are LDS, you're really not supposed to look up anything about the church unless it's on their website. I feel like this is a given, but I was never allowed to do anything on Sunday. Like I could never leave my house. We could never go to the store or get gas or anything. I also remember after my family left the church, I had to like hide it from some of my friends or their parents because they weren't allowed to hang out with me if I wasn't Mormon. And also with everything I'm saying, it's not the case for everyone, but that's just how I grew up. Also with missions, with girls, it's really a choice if you want to go or not. With guys, it's like highly enforced. And you don't have to go if you're a guy, but if you don't, then you're like looked at differently. Another weird thing is you have to like confess things to your bishop, like bad things you did. I feel like I have to keep saying this. You don't have to, but you're supposed to. Last weird thing about missions is if you don't want to go, your parents will like bribe you with things like a car or something to go. I'm all done with my makeup. And again, none of this was any hate. It's just my personal experience growing up in Utah.
All right, Austin, your reaction to that one.
Honestly, mostly positive. I feel like most people are just like, oh, I grew up and there was all these rules that you had to follow. But she's like no, they had like high expectations. Some of these were like weird cultural things, but you don't like have to, right?
Right, yeah.
Which is fair. And we've all had that one like crazy person in their word about modesty, right? That like just doesn't get it. So yeah, I think it's great.
What do you think of when she said you're not really allowed to look up anything except for on the church's website?
What's funny, well, that's like, I've never heard that in my life, but I do get the sentiment that like anti-Mormon stuff was a little like taboo, right? So we went like as a family to like a pageant one time, right? And you got the protesters handing out pamphlets, and then it's like my parents like, no, like don't touch it.
Wait, are you in Arizona? Are you talking about the Mesa Temple pageant?
No,
or which one?
We were traveling to, it was in Cumorah. We went to the Cumorah pageant, right?
Oh, sweet. Anyway. Sorry.
And so I kind of had that attitude for a minute, and then I went on my mission and I was like collecting the pamphlets because they were hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I get that. Yeah,
that's funny. Yeah, she seems like a nice person. Did she grow up in Utah? Did she say she grew up in Utah?
I think so.
Yeah,
maybe I heard.
wrong. Okay, so if we rewind a little bit, okay, so far we've learned that the church is somewhat misrepresented. You kind of just got to read their book for yourself. Whatever, he prayed. That's all we got in the first one. The second video, we've learned that there's kind of like a really weird culture that seems really strict. Like you can't even wear a tank top. Like
you can't
parents are buying their kids cars so that they'll serve a mission. You know, she said that at the end there.
I've never heard that in my entire, like I know people say that story. I didn't have anyone in my mission that I knew of that was getting a car for going on a like that. I don't know about that one.
Yeah. So
you met these people? Are they real?
No. I've never met anyone whose parents tried to bribe them to go on a mission with a car. I mean, not like maybe they were bribed. You could argue if you call bribing persuasion, but a car. I'm thinking, man, I should have told my parents. I'm kind of thinking I shouldn't go. And then like, oh, here's a car. Okay, I guess I'm going.
Trying to save my money for a car. I just worry that I'll never be able to afford one.
You're right. Okay, so interesting what we know about the church so far based on TikTok. Let's do just a couple more here. This one's called Coming Out as a Mormon, a personal perspective. So is this saying that this person is coming out like, hey, I'm Mormon, or are they like coming out of the closet and they're Mormon?
Almost as much, almost as stressful. Both situations.
Let's see what. Yeah, I'm very curious to find out what we're gonna learn about this one here. All right, we got the volume.
Something.
Of course, sweetie. What is it?
I'm gay.
Oh, it's a
Don't you want to come to the celestial kingdom with your family?
Gay.
Son, you need to tell the bishop. Go talk to the bishop. I swear there's a rule in here somewhere about how it's wrong. Men like that become alcoholics. Man and woman.
What?
This was probably just a phase, sweetie. Could you let Mom sing you a hymn?
Sure.
What would Russell M. Nelson do?
Grab a musket.
Apparently, we need to brush up on the proclamation of the family. Because I'll be in the
this one was
celestial
funny to
kingdom.
start off, and now it's kind of losing some funny.
I mean,
I'm
those,
Son,
the
I just
blonde
think it's
reds are pretty
selfish
great.
because God wants us to have kids.
Well, what about the people that can't have kids?
Well, it's not about that. It just breaks my heart that you would choose something like that.
Oh my god.
I guess it's fine as long as you don't act on it. You've been looking up men kissing. You're gonna be gay in this home. There's a few rules you're gonna have to follow.
Okay.
No crop tops.
Oh.
No men.
Okay.
All right. There were some good ones in there.
It
The
started off
wigs
kind of funny.
are top tier wigs. I will say.
Yeah, it started funny. Yeah, your thoughts on that one, Austin?
I think it's a good. That's a good format. Just comedy, right? Just comedy. Like they're not taking themselves too seriously. I don't think we've seen a negative one yet, and I'm surprised.
But if you knew nothing about the church, from this one, you'd maybe think, I don't know, like, are they like super anti-gay?
You might. I mean, I'm not taking them too seriously.
I mean, a lot of it is like
fair enough. Yeah.
these people talking about how their parents are, which is kind of funny, you know?
Yeah.
It's more of like, this is what it was like growing. But yeah, okay, you're not taking it too seriously. I don't think people should take it too seriously, but are people taking things like this too seriously? That's the question.
I think the battleground is in the comment section. That's where you find out if it's a positive or a negative.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do one more. This
Alrighty.
is understanding life as a Mormon.
So I am LDS, which is Mormon for slang. And before you scroll, I feel like you're going to want to hear what I have to say. I just saw this TikTok of this girl. She doesn't celebrate Halloween and her family never has because it's a satanic holiday, which I totally understand, like the reasons behind that. I've always celebrated Halloween, not for any of the satanic reasons, but like dress up every single year, something cute, something fun, pass out candy. That's it, you know? So it just got me thinking about how the world views Mormons and how it's honestly a hard place to be in the world because people assume that she's Mormon, she can't think for herself, so automatically she's not somebody that I could have a normal conversation with, which is just, it's sad and it's hard. And I don't know how to like convince you guys that just isn't true, because yes, I might believe things that you don't believe, but at the end of the day, you would not be able to pick me out in a sea of people based off of my actions, my conversations with people, maybe besides like drinking and things like that. But who I am and how I think, who I am to my core, is not different than the person next to me that is non-religious. And the reason I say that is because I have posted some things on my TikTok about being pro-choice and other non-conservative, non-typical conservative things. And these are opinions that I have formed by living in the world just like you. Yes, my religion is a pillar in my life, but it's not everything about who I am. I am an individual that still gets to decide for myself.
Okay, how long is this video?
Yes, I might think differently about what happens after we die, but at the end of the day, I'm so down to have conversations with you about your beliefs and everything going on in the world. And I want to know, because I want to be able to make my own decisions based off of how
I'm calling
things make
this
me
one.
feel.
I think we get the gist of it. And she's a member. And
She's a member.
She's presupposing that everyone thinks we're weird, which is kind of true.
I mean, maybe because she's a member who is pro-choice, and that people are thinking. No. From my experience, out in the world, I feel like that I've never, like, when I tell people I'm Mormon, yeah, they start out with the jokes and the polygamy things and the soaking was a conversation at my last business retreat. They have to bring up the
people
trope,
know about
right?
that.
And I'm like, guys, it's
isn't
not
that just
real.
like
And they're
one
like, it's
obscure?
real. We know it's real, and they're trying. It's a whole
That's
thing.
like one obscure YouTuber who went around to like BYU, and I swear it was like invented No, there was like
No,
some
we-
ex-Mormon lady who was saying that she did soak.
Oh, great.
So-
Well, it's
There's your proof right there, Austin. It's real. One person
know.
admitted to it.
But then once they like see, okay, how you live, the stuff you believe, like you're a normal guy, you're fun, like I don't feel like anyone thinks I'm a brainwashed, like I don't know. None of my actual relationships do I get this prejudice. So, and I know it must exist. I know it's on the internet, but I also don't know where these people are. Like, where are the people who are saying that I'm a robot and burning my Book of Mormon? I've never met one in real life. They're all just crazy.
They're all on Twitter,
psychopaths
man.
on the
They're
internet.
all anonymous
They're all
on Twitter.
That's what I'm saying.
They're
I'm
your
sure you
coworkers.
Midwesterners-
During the day, they're fine, and then they log into Twitter at night with their anonymous profiles, and they're like, "I'm
they're
gonna
anonymous. That's true. Reddit
take this,
and X,
Austin."
Man, that's where they're.
Oh yeah, I should call it X, like the cool kids.
What do you
call
think
it
about
these
that one, though?
days. I think it at least kind of normalizes members of the church a little bit. I do think there's a lot of like way more wiggle room for belief within the church than even maybe members think. And you know, like and that's a sign, I think, that we're not a cult, because like, you know, we don't have to like abide, like we don't have to all believe exactly the same. We're all on an individual journey trying to come to know God.
Sure.
And obviously there's like a theology and practices that we adhere to. That's why we're members of the church and don't go to some other church, you know. But at the end of the day, our religion is seeking God, communing with God, you know. And in that sense, we almost like look at other religions as like, you know, not being wrong. They're seeking God, you know. We just think we can add more to it. And anyway, so in the video, I don't know, I think it's kind of boring, but like at least, you know, you have a girl who is a member of the church and is proud to say that she is. So I think that's a net positive. Like, I don't know what her reasons are for being pro-choice, but there are members who are pro-choice, you know, so she represents a normal member of the church. So.
The makeup videos are more entertaining to watch. That stuff is
so
crazy.
funny.
It's like, there's
that
like 27 steps, and you're just like, what is going on?
Yeah, it's mesmerizing. You're like, what? And then like halfway through, like her one of her like main points that she's making, she anyway, and then the spray.
That's awesome.
That's hilarious. All right. Any less thoughts on our exploration of TikTok and in the Incognito tab? Because I gotta say, it was way more positive than I thought, man. I thought we were going to get like Alyssa Grenfell the whole time. Just like bagging on the church, saying how we go to graveyards and dig up dead people and go baptize them. But we didn't get any of that. We just got some cultural stuff, some funny stuff.
Yeah.
So it wasn't too bad.
Good
Even,
on
like,
you, TikTok. They're luring you in with the moderate moderate takes.
Yeah. For those of you who are TikTokers or actually know more about TikTok than I do, you have to let us know, like, was this a fair representation of what you're seeing about the church on TikTok? But anyway, I was pleasantly surprised. But let's get into our next segment. We're going to get into the trunk treasures.
Very nice.
All right. So, just as a reminder to everyone, the purpose of this channel is to elevate members of the church by building bridges of understanding through fun and informative content, and to help honest actors to take the church seriously by exposing limitations of critics and correcting misconceptions. If you are kind of tired of these misconceptions and this misinformation, I suppose, that exists about the church, even like online, like we just saw with TikTok with some of the misinformation, though not as bad as I thought, then you can always support the channel, subscribe, so we can address the elephant in the room. So if you haven't already, please consider hitting that subscribe button. That would definitely help us out. Or you can become a member of the channel and contribute both in the subscription and financially if you want. And you get access to some behind the scenes stuff. Our Packeter members are Jacob Wardle and Professor Chimp. And our mammoth members. It's supposed to be echoey, but it's not.
Oh,
Curious Mad Cat. Curious Mad Cat, not a member of the church, from what I understand. And super cool guy. Kiori, author, and now new YouTube channel content creator. We got Brooke Sabin, Thorgus, and Zachary Thornton. Thank you for being Mammoth members. Okay, so check this out.
Can I hop on this shameless promotion? If you go now to Small Simple Screens, you can be one of the first 10 subscribers to my channel.
Yes, Austin
I have
is.
I have 4 right now.
So you have officially launched your channel.
Yeah, video 1 came out today. It's comparing it's comparing Elsa to the Ice Queen to the Lion King, and showing their quite different character arcs. It's just this morning, but hey, if you want to say you were one of the first 10, that's pretty cool. Well, there will probably only be like 25.
Go find Austin's channel. Yeah, will you put a link in the comments or something?
I'll chat so you can comment on it.
And then
we were trying to figure out how to collaborate, but we'll do that later. So
we'll when it lets us do that. Okay, so there's this video that this guy put out that's doing really well called "The Dark Side of My Mormon Mission," and I made a review about it. Did you happen to see this video I released for viewing?
I did see this video. Yeah.
Okay, so I want to. So for part of the Trunk Treasures here, I want to get into some of the. I mean, this part is the mission trauma or drama. Okay, so he had some mission trauma, sure, but there's kind of some drama in the comments that I wanted to get into. But first, I just want to hear your thoughts overall.
Yeah. It was artful. It was tasteful. I feel like you can either go one of just a few routes when you go ex-Mormon content creator. You can go the therapy route, where
which is kind of what he did, I think.
You're a therapist or wellness coach.
Oh, you mean being the therapist? Yeah. Okay, so he was more like
being the therapist or wellness coach. I had a wellness coach in my comment section. It was really funny yesterday. Made a video and they said something like, I can't believe you would compare this thing to that thing. Like, that's ridiculous. And I'm like, huh. And I click on the thing, and then right at the top, it says wellness coach. I'm just like, oh, okay. I know exactly. Never mind. I know exactly where we're coming from. So you can go that route, or you can go the like Johnny Harris vibey YouTuber who tells
this guy's a
emotional
ripoff
stories.
of Johnny Harris, man.
Yeah.
He did like the exact same stuff. It's great though.
It's good filmmaking. It's going to appeal to your 20-year-old college student who wants to be a filmmaker, that sort of thing, which I have a lot of those friends who have probably left the church
artsy,
and probably
emotional
love this stuff. Artsy.
Yeah. Okay. So one thing I'm kind of curious about is I got some criticism in the comment in fact, the creator of this video made some comments, and we kind of went back and forth, and he ultimately deleted it because it was just me and him going back and forth in the comments. I thought it was polite and nice, and then I think some subscribers of my channel decided to jump in, and I don't know if he didn't like that or something. He ultimately deleted it. I wish I could have saved it. But he thought I was he initially posted and was like, thanks for letting me know, thanks for making it obvious for why I left this community.
Oh, fine.
And I was like, hey, do you want to explain specifically what I did to make it obvious for why you like the community so bad or something? And he was just like, you're just being super dismissive of my trauma and all this. And he's like, and I don't want to tell you anyway, because you're basically just going to twist what I say so you can slam dunk on me and make a point. And I was like, no, I just really want to understand, man. For real. And I don't know, so this is what I want to ask you. It's kind of one of those Reddit posts where it's like, am I the a-hole?
Yeah.
Have you seen those?
You are. Yeah, you are.
So, okay. Because it's I don't know. I thought I was very benign, and I didn't think I said anything negative about his trauma. In fact, I was like, yeah, dude, missions can be hard.
Here's where the one thing I did think during the video where I'm like, oh geez,
is when I said it didn't like his nose ring.
No,
I will
did
say that to his
mention-
face. I just don't like it. I'm just kidding.
He was like beat up and watched people die and fell down the stairs. And you're like, missions are hard. I'm like, I don't know if you've. I know a few people who've served in Russia, and they're either traumatized like Exmos or they're like super solid Jonah Barnes types. Like there's really not a lot of options there. And so, like, to be fair, my mission was not that traumatic.
Where did you
I
serve?
did have mission trauma. I served in Palmyra, New York.
Okay.
So lots of fun stuff, but
Okay.
certainly we had the cops called on us every day, but at least there were cops.
So let me just put it like this, okay? From my own mission experience, if I wanted to highlight the most traumatic things that happened to me and put it in this artsy film that looked like how he did, where he's like, moving down the stairs and like in this with the music and everything, I think that I could make it sound very traumatic in a very similar way.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
And so, like, when I say, yeah, missions are hard, I'm saying, yeah, I relate to that. Now, there's certain specifics that I don't relate to, I suppose. Like, for example, I was never arrested on my mission, and he mentioned being arrested. Okay,
I was threatened.
that's
with
one
arrest.
specific thing that I couldn't relate to, because where I was at, the run-ins with the cops, the police were not corrupt, as far as I'm aware, in the country where I was, and maybe they're more corrupt there. And so that's one of the one things that I like can't relate to directly, but it's like, yeah, missions are tough. I mean, that's not. Would you say that's invalidating his stance by saying, missions are tough?
No, it wasn't. But it was.
Because
how
many missionaries could pull up a list? Like, if you took the 2 years and you condense it down to like the worst moments, could pull out like basically the same list and then put it to like creepy music and whatnot and make it sound like way worse than, I don't know.
The other thing is, some of those things actually, I know I'm not dismissing trauma, but as a missionary, the most traumatic things that you kind of go through, getting threatened with a gun, or like these moments where you're like, like freaking out for your life, they kind of become bragging rights later at times, where you like with your companion, you're like, that was so sick, right? Like I get that there's trauma. It's
funny though, because for me, there were very dangerous areas in my mission where I served, and I was not one of these missionaries that wanted to go there. You have a lot of missionaries that are like, "Oh, dude, I want to, like, that'd be so cool," like the bragging rights that you're talking about. And I was the one who was like, "No, like, dude, like, I don't even want to go there," which is probably why I ended up serving in those areas.
Okay, yeah,
because it's like, hey, Elder Fowers isn't gonna do anything crazy because he doesn't even want to be there. He's a scaredy cat.
Sure.
Anyway. So check this out. So this person said, back to this thing. You come across as very arrogant and unloving in this video. You're trying to defend the image of the church, but your comments really don't match any Christ-like charity. So again, I'm asking, in my humility, Austin, am I the a-hole here by taking this public video? Which let me. I'll say this real quick, and then I'll stop defending myself a little bit. Like, this dude put this video out in public. Like, he wants people, like, if you're like that traumatized for it, in my experience with like real trauma means you don't like talking about it, especially publicly. I'm serious. And if you've experienced like real trauma, I think you can say that very comfortably, and like you don't want to talk about it. And I don't know. But anyway, like, you put out publicly.
It's hard to have your films critique. It's hard to have
but
your art
I said
critique.
His film was great.
As well as your. No, you did. I don't think you're the a-hole. I think you came across very kind, and you even mentioned how good the filmmaking was throughout.
Yeah,
right.
And in my back and forth with this guy, his name's Kyson, I was trying to be really nice. Like, I'm legitimately trying to like understand. I wasn't trying to be mean to him at all in the video. And in fact, I tried to kind of go out of my way to make sure, like, hey, dude, like, I wish you peace, man. I didn't even comment on like why he left the church, because like there's really nothing to comment on. It's just more of like hey, this guy is kind of saying that this is what missions are like, and I'm a return missionary commenting that like, let's not make it something that it's not, not to take away from his, but like I'm saying his is an anomaly at best.
There are amazing, and honestly, if you stayed 2 years, you probably had like some really powerful like spiritual experiences that kept you on that mission, and then you forget about them later. Not saying that's true for everybody, but like the members that I know who left the church after their mission, they came home solid, right? It's like that, and they have to forget all the positive, all the spiritual experiences, like the journal entries that they wrote gushing about this stuff. So it's a one-sided telling, and that's fair, right? It's fair to point that out.
Yeah. And, you know, we respect you, Kyson. We're sad that you went through tough things. We're not denying they were tough. We totally get it. Maybe in more ways than you'd think. And there's other stuff in there. I don't know if you watched his original video. He kind of like got after me for not he's like, you chose to take this lens instead of showing all the clips I showed of leaders of the church saying difficult things. And I was like, well, like, I can't comment on every single minute. But
Sure.
I don't know, I was just trying to be nice. Anyway, so he thought I should have told a different story with it. But, I linked it in the video.
Great format. The 4-step process, the 3 parts of the story.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's super well made, very cinematic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. This person said, what is up with Exmos and nose rings? Go ahead, Austin.
I'll take that one. That one. Wow. I think there is a trend. Did he have a nose ring?
Yeah,
I was watching on my phone. So.
In the video, at one point while he was saying something and I was watching, I said, I don't like the nose ring. You can't super hear it well because I'm talking over his video. So I hope he wasn't too offended by that. But I'll say it again. I don't like it. And it doesn't matter if I like it or not. Dude, you do you. You don't have to get my approval.
Salt Lake Tribune actually did an article about the Alyssa Grenfell effect, where everyone's getting nose rings. I think,
oh, gosh.
That must be...
Yeah. Well, I especially, don't like them on men. But anyway, let's see. Next one. Jonah Barnes is an RM from Russia. Yeah, it was rough, but in a friggin' awesome kind of way. Yeah, for anyone who's like thinking about serving a mission. Like, you know what? It's epic. It's epic. And it like some might be more epic than others, and that's okay, but like totally worth it.
When my wife talks about her mission, it usually starts with the trauma. Like it's like, did you even like your mission? Then she's like, oh yeah, and then she has to kind of sometimes remember. Like, it's funny.
They're hard.
It's hard. It's really hard.
They're hard in different ways too.
Hardest part is like if you get stuck with a companion, that's hard. Like if you ask anyone, like it's living with someone who just is not kind or is not just meshing with your personality, like that can be hell, right? So it's like I get that, but missions.
I mean, honestly though, like I was told my whole life, dude, missions are tough, and out there I was like expecting way more toughness than it was. But like as far as like the trauma that this Kyson guy experienced on his mission, there's definitely like elements of that toughness that's similar to what he experienced that I was not expecting.
Sure.
But they're awesome. But I will say this. Cool. I do have sometimes a nightmare where I'm like called on a mission again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you had that? And you're just like,
yeah.
No,
oh yeah.
No, like I love my mission, but like 2 years, man. Like I have a family. Like, oh man.
Yeah.
So maybe that speaks to the internal trauma that I'm denying because I have nightmares about it.
We've all had that nightmare, dude. That's
man. So you've had that nightmare too.
I've had it's been a long time. It was probably closer to when I got home, but I think after I got married, I had it at least once or twice.
Dude, every so often it comes up again.
Like, oh no.
Yeah. Just wait tonight, man. You're going to have it. You're going to be like, oh wait, I got to go back to New York. Oh no. I got to serve a mission another 2 whole years.
It's nuts. I think I think that's a pretty common nightmare. What's crazy is that's how it used to be though. You'd get married and then you'd get a mission call and it's like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, man.
Got 3 kids. All right. And it's like, that's nuts.
Yeah. So okay. Others are saying they have those dreams. Okay. Yeah. See what we have, everyone.
I dreams all the time.
Let's come together here and admit that we have this like.
We need to do a meme on this. We got to do a skit on this bad boy.
We have this. Apparently, we just need to accept the traumatic experience that we're denying. You know, we're trying to tell ourselves that it was positive, but like our subconscious is telling us via our dreams. that it was terrible. Okay, so check this out. So if you've been following the channel for a while, you know that I like to ask questions, not because I'm trying to get like a survey response, but I'm trying to spark a conversation. And this comes from the LDS Compass quiz. And it's even got more votes since I screenshot this. We're approaching on 1,000 votes. But first, I just want to straight up ask you, Austin. The church can never be in a state of apostasy. Do you strongly agree, disagree, or strongly disagree with that statement?
How does this church identify?
You tell me.
That's a Jacob Hansen. Let's see. I probably would say strongly agree.
Okay.
Just because that feels awesome. But I could argue all of these depending on how you phrase the question. But my
your
gut
gut
would be
says,
like, yeah, strongly agree. Yeah.
Okay. So a lot of this, so I said 1,000 votes, bro. John DeLynn got a PhD for that. Yeah. That's funny though. So so check this out. The church. This is an interesting question because a lot of people are like, well, what do you mean by church and what do you mean by apostasy? It's like, well, what does that mean to you? Is really what we're trying to like get at, you know?
To me, that means the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is like lost its authority and is going to go off the rails, continue to go off the rails, because once you lose the authority, you continue that way. And I don't see that at all. I see the church is preparing the way for the second coming of the Lord, and it's only getting better.
Yeah. My answer to this is agree. I don't strongly agree, only because you get a little into the weeds, and technically, you know, I do believe I'm a libertarian free will type of guy, and that means technically there's a possibility that everyone could just go apostate at the same time.
True.
But the reason I still agree with the statement is because I think it's been promised that it won't be that way, and if that were to happen, Jesus would come down. That's what I think would happen. Because of the promise, he'd be like, everyone's going into apostasy. The keys are about to be removed. No, I'm not going to let that happen. You know, I'm coming down. Second coming's happening, and/or I'm going to restore it right now or something. You know, but so yeah.
I think sometimes we're so easy to just like point to the fallibility of prophets, right? We're just so easy to like focus there and like all your faith crises. What I saw something Faith Matters Day. It's like all your faith crises can be solved by two things, and one of them was understanding the fallibility of prophets. And I'm like, I don't know if I agree with that. Like, yes, the prophets are, you know, fallible, but it's like, and then you go to scripture and you see the Lord over and over and over again, not just the one time where he says, whether it's my voice or the voice of my servant, over and over and over and over again, he testifies of his prophets. Just like the prophets testify of Christ, he also testifies of his prophets. And I think there's power there. I think the Lord cares about what's going on there. And so, I think you're spot on with that interpretation. Agree.
Yeah. So it's interesting. And for those of you who are like, oh, I don't know what this means and whatnot, it's like, good. I mean, there's 51 comments of people kind of like struggling with things or like typing out their thoughts. That's what these type of questions are for. I'm going to have more of them in the future. You put the answer that you think, and then you can justify it in the comments. And it's a good way. One of the things I want to do on the channel that is part of the channel theme here is to help members understand each other better, because these type of questions help us understand as members, you know, why some might disagree with that statement, but we're still, you know, faithful members of the same church. And it's like, why? Oh, because of this nuance. Oh, I understand that nuance. Oh, cool. Now we understand each other a little bit better. So that's what this is for. Okay. Let's get into the next segment, which is going to be the breaking news, the Big Ear Bulletin. So here we go.
Run.
So the title of this segment was President Oaks versus President Trump. And first, when you hear that, does that like make your hair stand up? Like, oh my gosh, like, what could this be?
I don't even know what he's spoken on since conference. Like, if there's been any other thing. So, I got nothing.
Okay, well, yeah. Well, you have nothing, but the authors from the Salt Lake Tribune are digging through the bucket.
Salt Lake Tribune. Here we go.
And this is the latest from Mormon land. Will Dallin Oaks, hey, how they don't say President Oaks, continue his constitutional concerns during Trump 2? So basically, I read through this article, and they pulled out different okay, they kind of cherry picked a little bit here, but so President Oaks is a guy of the law. You know, he's a man of the Constitution. He used to be a Utah
Sure.
Supreme Court justice, not a Supreme Court justice of the United States, but a Utah Supreme Court on that court. And
So cool.
yeah, really cool. And he said multiple times, you know, that the Constitution, that it should be, you know, upheld, and that we should, you know, the freedom of religion is a beautiful thing and whatnot, and it should be defended. And so what this article is saying is like, hey, look, President Oaks, in a recent dedication of a temple, was basically saying like, hey, like in his prayer, I think it was his prayer or it was his talk. I can't remember if he was giving the prayer or the talk. He was saying that like, hey, that the freedom, something about help the freedom of religion to like stand strong and not be like overtaken or something like that. And this author is basically saying that, maybe President Oaks is very concerned about Trump and the Constitution. He also pointed out that President Oaks said in 2023 at another temple dedication, like something about the Constitution. And that when he goes to other countries, he also says something about he blesses the leaders of those countries or something that basically in regards to freedom of religion and whatever the laws are that they have there.
Okay.
Anyway, so I'll pause there. I just want to see real quick what your initial thoughts are. I know you haven't read this article, but does that have any thoughts come to mind?
I wouldn't be surprised if we get talks in conference that have themes. I don't think they would go out and talk about it, but have themes that relate to the issue of Christian nationalism. I wouldn't be surprised if we get some political or freedom of religion or these types of leanings in talks, because I think there are some serious concerns. And so it's a good idea. And so whenever there's concerns of a wide variety of members, the leaders are in tune with that. And so, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we get guidance counsel on, for example, we've gotten talks on political discourse. We've gotten talks on being peacemakers. We've gotten talks on abortion, some recent talks on that, which was awesome when that's a big issue, right? And so I wouldn't be surprised if we get more talks like it, but the church is politically neutral. And as long as that remains, it will never get into the weeds.
Which, it's funny, because to me, this article by David Noyce is almost trying to say that the church isn't politically neutral. But the funny thing is like reading it almost makes it more the case that the church is politically neutral, because they're examples of President Oaks being concerned with the Constitution spans multiple presidents or multiple people in power, and
nations
Need I remind us that Trump wasn't in office in 2023 or since 2020, and it flipped there, and then he's back. So what I see from President Oaks here is just consistency in wanting to talk about the importance of the Constitution. And I think even if his favorite person in the world were president of the United States, I don't think he would stop talking about the Constitution and how important it is. And maybe it's more of a reflection of how he perceives what's going on in the culture as opposed to who's in power necessarily. Because I think when you get to that age, which is one of the good reasons we have prophets of the church that are old, is you have this wisdom of this patience. It's not like, oh, so-and-so's president, and so the end of the world is here, because he's heard that probably 24 times in his life. Actually, no. That math doesn't quite add up, I don't think. But he's heard it many times in his life. Almost 24. He's getting there. But yeah, so I think with that long-term perspective, to me, it becomes less about talking about who's in power right now, because that changes so quickly. It's more about the general trajectory of the culture of the church and
Sure.
where he thinks things are important, which, his background. He's going to think it's important.
Right.
And it is important. I mean, read Doctrine and Covenants and what it says about the Constitution. It's an important thing for Latter-day Saints. It's not just like nothing, like it literally is like talked about in our scriptures. Like not even Christians, not even Christian nationalists can say that their scriptures talk about the Constitution unless they're Latter-day Saints, which then they shouldn't be Christian nationalists, arguably. So yeah. Any more thoughts on this, Austin?
No, I think I also think we like think of him as the law guy, and we always quote him as that, but it's like he's probably only given a handful of talks on like that. Like, yeah, he's had
it's not just, he does talk about those, but the way he talks is also like a very like
that's
lawyery type of presentation.
He could be talking about the plan of salvation, and it's like point number 1, and you're just like, okay, he's the lawyer, but he I don't know.
The peanut butter cup challenges us to consume.
Right. Yeah.
First, the wrapper must be removed. Yeah, I love that video. If anyone's ever seen that, that's how apostles eat their peanut butter cups.
Oh my God.
It's funny. But it's spot on with President Oaks. Challenges us to consume. Like, you hear that, you're like, yep, that's President Oaks. Yep.
Oh my God.
It challenges us to consume. And then he puts down a bulletin like, what first step, second step, third step. Yeah. Hilarious, man. All right. So
that was
in the last
YouTube, man. Back then it was either like that or like auto-tuned anything. Like anything was auto-tuned. Oh man.
Auto-tune, yeah. Totally. Okay, so real quick in this last few minutes here, tell us more about your new YouTube channel that you're doing.
Cool, yeah. So it's called By Small and Simple Screens. I did get the name from Lego Joseph Smith. He helped me out with that one because I'm like, here's what I'm trying to do. And he's like, by small and simple screens. So the idea is by small and simple screens, worldviews are formed. We're looking at worldview apologetics, symbolism, but I care a lot about kids' media, as you know. Kids' books, we're writing a lot of those. And I also want to look at movies and like how are the worldviews that we're so worried about among those who leave the religion, Gen Z who's having struggles and doubts, like where are these ideologies stemming from, and how can we catch that early with kids and not like teach these in our formative stories? For example, today I did a video on the Lion King versus the Ice Queen, right? And we look at how the Lion King is this beautiful redemptive arc. The main character, he's got a loving father who teaches him there's right and there's wrong. And the problem of the story is sin. It's like he's disobeying his father. And that's called out in the movie. You disobeyed me, let's go home, is what his father said. And so then he goes through this thing where he's exiled and he's living Hakuna Matata, which is not freedom for him. It's actually framed as wrong. And then he sees his true identity, not the identity that he now believes, but the king he is inside that others see, right? And so then he has that moment with the father, and he returns to the throne, and he has babies, and he has all that the father has, and
he becomes a polygamist, awesome. As lions do.
Right. Can't miss that. You can't miss that. the pride.
Yeah. so there's just one male and a bunch of females. Yeah.
Versus Frozen, where the liberation song is let it go, no right, no wrong, no rules for me, I'm free. And even though she does return in the end, she's returning as someone who never did anything wrong, and she just needs to be affirmed for her identity and validated, and that's what brings the healing. So that's a self-expressive story arc that you could see in a lot of these people, critics of the church will live a similar way. So I'm just pointing stuff like this out so that we can just know when I'm watching a movie with my kids, when I'm watching a movie with the kids, just like there's good movies, there's bad movies, there are worldviews that we should point out and be mindful of. And it'll be fun. I don't know where it's going to go, but that's what I'm looking at.
Okay. See, I don't like Frozen. I have daughters who love Frozen. I just I don't know. It's just not like that great. Like, and to your point, like the main character's arc, it's not like the same. But when you phrase it how you just phrased it, it makes me dislike it even more. So there we go. It's like, man, it's like when you compare it to Lion King like that, it's like, no wonder why Lion King's so much better, because it's like an actual there's actual moral like consequence
There's
know?
moral law, authority. Yo, it's so good. It's so good.
You know, you ought to do a collaboration with Saints and Screens. Have you seen him? It's formerly known as Rock and Roll Fireside. He's actually a music artist. Friend of the show. He came on one time.
Okay.
And he does more in the adult type of video media type space. And like recently he talked about like rated R movies and like, hey, is it a thing that like,
nice.
And he kind of broke down the nuance of that, or he talked about Stranger Things. And I was just watching some video of his today. So he talks about like rock and roll music and if it's like good and bad. Anyway, no, he's great. And he's got a nice.
What is your favorite kids movie? I'll see if I've done it yet. Tangled? Okay. That's a good one. That was the one though. That's like our last good princess movie. You could argue Princess and the Frog, right? But that's our last good princess movie.
Wasn't Tangled after Princess and the Frog?
I think Princess and the Frog was after Tangled, which is crazy because they went back to 2D. From what I remember, I have to look. But I think
they did the look because I'm pretty sure.
Thing and then went back.
So Tangled was 2010. No, I love Tangled. I will openly admit, like that's a great movie. I think they nailed it.
It's a good movie.
That's one that I'm like, yeah, daughters, this is a good one.
That one's really tricky to analyze the script. Because I go through and I look at these, right? And it'll take me a while to really break down what are the actual most prevalent themes. And my preliminary scan is like, it's somewhere in the middle where it's like an amazing movie. We've got the romance, which we're missing in every kid's movie now. And we've got all these great elements, but there is this challenge of mother knows best. Yes, it's the villain, but she doesn't know it's the villain. And so there's this self-expressive like rebellion against the mother that I know a lot of parents don't like, but I actually find it awesome. I like when my villains the viewer knows that it's a villain, and I like when my villains look like the things I don't want to encourage in the world. The anti-mother. Yeah. And she's the anti-mother, right?
Yeah,
I
she
love
looks
it.
like
Instead
the mother.
of misunderstood villains or like, she's a good villain. So
okay, yeah, I'm excited to see that one because
we'll have to. We should come on if you have other movies you want to talk about. You'll have to come on my channel and we'll do some discussions about movies. That'd be fun.
Okay, yeah. Well, I will do that then. I love movies. Who doesn't? And so I love having movie night with the kids. We try and do that once a week where we like make a little treat. I like scan their tickets. It's really fun. We're trying to pick like movies. The thing is like the old Disney movies tend to be the best when it comes to like actually teaching some kind of like moral principle.
Yeah.
And sometimes we like get rid of Disney Plus and like we rotate through the different streaming services because I'm like a frugal person who's trying to like now we're gonna switch over to this, And some of the other places like Netflix, for example, like the kids stuff on that is like so just cheap entertainment, like that has no good moral values. It's just like lame, stupid, makes your brain rot, like Minions. Like, okay, it's funny, but like, what are you learning from that? Like, stupid. Anyway, sorry. I'd love to talk about that because it's something I care about because I want to watch good movies with the kids.
What do you think about K-pop Demon Hunters? Where does that fall on your...
I mean, I've seen that it's popular. I have no idea.
Have you not seen it?
Like, I haven't seen it. I've seen like a trailer, a little bit of a trailer when you're like scrolling through Netflix and it's like K-pop Demon Hunter. Like, is it good?
Next time you're on Netflix, just watch it.
As an adult or with the kids? Is this like
either one, man? Either one. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be a regular in our family. Because
is it good?
I was sad because I actually thought it was going to score so high, and I went through my rubric, and I'm like, I freaking love this movie because there's some cool themes in there. There's Christian themes. There's good lessons.
Is it a movie or a series?
It's a movie. No, it's a movie.
Oh,
it's pretty good. It's pretty. So, I'm not gonna lie.
Is it a movie I should watch for movie night with the kids?
You should watch it with the kids. You should watch it and then decide if it's a regular movie or not. In my house, it might be because the music's just so freaking fire. We're not ashamed to be K-pop Demon Hunters fans. But it is one where it's mixed. It's both like these amazing themes that I love, and they got a great villain, right? They got a great villain. They got the boys band. They got everything you need in a movie. You know what I'm saying? And then they...
Oh, heck yeah, boys band.
It does have that self-expressive kind of character arc as well. So it's like a better Frozen. A Frozen with
Okay.
K-pop. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So I'll like it better than Frozen, is what you're telling me, which is kind of
I'm
a
worried.
low bar.
I'm worried to look at the comments right now because I've been nerding out about K-pop. Do you know?
All right. Well, that is Austin Falter. He's all over the place, helping out probably your favorite creators, and he's doing his own stuff. This is Ether's Elephant. Again, if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so, and we'll catch you in the next one.